Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and now game 1 in a series between Apollo's Ball, also known as Softball, versus Azubu's San here on Daybreak. Azubu's San spawning as the red Protoss player on the bottom right hand side of the map, meanwhile Ball spawning as the blue Terran on the bottom left and top right. Excuse me if I got my right and left confused. Now, a little bit of an apologies. This game was actually played last Sunday, if you guys are following the TESL live. And my apologies for not being able to get these games up to you in a timely manner. I've been suffering a bit of a sinus infection, hence a lot of Kingdom Rush videos where I don't talk very much. But let's focus on what's going to be happening here in this TVP. As Terran versus Protoss, one of my 6 favorite matchups in StarCraft 2. If you guys realize I believe there are only 6 matchups in here anyways. Now, TVP. With Wings of Liberty and then Heart of the Swarm, the openings have become a little bit more different. What we can see from the players in terms of scouting options and aggression, Protoss players are now much more aggressive with that Mothership Core. They can both be offensive and defensive, as that Mothership Core has almost a get out of jail free card if it overcommits with that recall. However, that Mothership Core does have to be very careful. It wants to save that energy, just in case the Terran player tries any silly aggression with barracks. Now, I call it silly aggression simply because of the fact that a Mothership Core with Photon Overcharge on a Nexus can easily handle most Terran bio rushes. If you use Stim, then the Marines just fall apart more quickly. If you try and wait for Combat Shield as well, then you have to deal with Sentries, Guardian Shields, things of that nature. And if you wait for Metavacs, well then, unless you are cutting corners every which way and doing an all-in, you are going to be very, very delayed. So far, we are looking at a reactor being built on this barracks, and I am surprised that we didn't see a Reaper come out earlier. Now, we may see a double Reaper opening coming out from Ball, and as long as he moves out with those Reapers in a timely manner, this will be an effective opening. One of the reasons why I like a double Reaper opening is because of the fact that it takes 50 seconds to build a reactor, and it takes 45 seconds to build a Reaper. So for 10 seconds, no, 5 seconds longer? 5 seconds longer, you actually have a reactor as well, which means that you can then train up a whole bunch of Marines behind this one lonesome barracks in order to defend against a Mothership Core. Now, if this plays out where the Mothership Core goes straight out across the map in order to harass, this would be the perfect play for Ball. Ball will have 2 Reapers on the field to try and pick off a couple of probes while he has double training of Marines. Now, he needs to continually train these Marines for this opening to be effective, which is going to be difficult as he will not be supply blocked, getting up another supply depot there. We do see that there are Reapers now coming out, and interestingly enough, we are also going into a Stargate. Will it get spotted? Reapers now looking to come in, gonna take down 1 probe. There's 1 easy probe. If it can take down 2 probes, that will be a good trade there, as the Reapers are still effective at scouting. You can see that those 2 Reapers have done, 100 points of resource damage. Quickly scout out, see that there is a Nexus here. Hello, John Victor Kim. See that there is a Nexus there and has done all the scouting without having to sacrifice with an early probe. Let's go ahead and make sure that I am set to away. There we go. I am busy casting StarCraft 2. And now we can still see more Marines are being trained. Now, this is going to be a good play, especially against the Oracles that we are now going to be looking at. Oracle is extremely effective against Marines. Oh, what is this? No, Ball is going to be moving out against what I believe to be a Mothership Core, and that is going to be extremely painful. This is not going to be a good trade whatsoever for Ball at all. He doesn't have the units. He needs to play a little bit more defensively and then wait until he actually perhaps has something else to engage against that against this Mothership Core. Perhaps Vikings would have been a good call. Engage against the Mothership Core, take down the Mothership Core, and then follow up with the Marines, protect. I do not believe this fight is going to go well, but it looks like we are still going to go into this engagement here. There's the Stalkers. There's the engagement. Is the Stalker going to get taken down? No, the Stalker's not going to get taken down. And on top of that, one Reaper does get picked off. Marine almost gets taken down as well. And there is the retreat. Meanwhile, Oracle now coming in on the far side, already getting in a good number of kills. Worker kill count now currently up to 3, as there was also a Mule getting attacked. And this Oracle really needs to focus down some SCVs to get that kill count higher. There is another one. Oh, the Widow Mine is going to burrow itself. And the Widow Mine is the perfect counter to the Oracle, as it can one-shot an Oracle without really endangering any of the Mules or SCVs, as the splash damage is not enough to take down those units. We are going to be taking a look, though. The Oracle wants to come back in. It doesn't have much energy. I don't know if this is a smart call here. It should perhaps just back away, or perhaps go after the Mule in particular. There is 1 point of damage. There is another point of damage to the supply depot. And now that Oracle is completely useless, as it is out of energy. We do see Reapers and Marines in this group here. The aggression, a scanner sweep does reveal the mothership core. It does have nearly 100 energy again. This is not going to be a good fight, but we can see that our Widow Mine is going to be aggressive, dropping some units. No, not dropping the units yet. Not quite sure why we don't see the dropping of units. On top of that, we do see a Widow Mine right in position, containing San inside his base. Oh, this could be very bad. This attack right here, are they going to perhaps run around the corner the other way? Here is another engagement here. Marines now trying to engage. There's a drop there. Down goes the Stalker. Down goes the Stalker, as the mothership core is nearby to fight and take down this Widow Mine. Observer is there. Medevac. This is not going to be a good fight. Let's take a look at the losses. Apollo's ball losing just a bit more. May even lose a Medevac, as the Medevac does activate the afterburners, but it doesn't look like it will get away in time. The Phoenixes are there to clean them up. All right, so a bit of back and forth engagement. A bit of back and forth engagement here, as I'm gonna pause this video for a second. Hold on. All right, yes, that was my lovely daughter. Anyways, let's go ahead and come back around. We are going to see that there is an Oracle over here, but we are going to also see a Hellbat drop. Is this going to be effective? It looks like, yes, a couple of probes have already been taken down. There goes some more, and now a Zealot being warped in. Photon cannons are down. Or do we see any photon cannons over here at the natural? It looks like the Stalkers are already there with a welcoming party, but the Hellbats need to focus down some probes. More probes are falling. Beautifully done. The Hellbats are looking to try and disrupt all of these probes there. Oh, one more torch would do it. No. A beautiful Graviton beam. Meanwhile, Oracle being used as a detector, a fast-moving detector, as the Phoenixes were looking to come in for a bit of harassment. There is still one observer here. Weapons upgrades coming in. And this game has been a true back-and-forth matchup between Ball and San. Both sides coming in with a bit of resource harassment. Ball getting in 17 workers killed compared to San 6, but the total resources lost is 2,000 to 1,275. Things are overall fairly even, as we are now looking to perhaps start to ponder if we are going into 3 bases, and there you can see a 3rd base is being built by Ball. Ball wants to get up a 3rd base. He knows that that is the best choice of action, as we now see another Hellbat drop coming in. Photon overcharge, quickly making short work of that. All right, Mothership core plus the photon overcharge, just enough to clean up those Hellbats again. Very difficult now to do any serious raiding on a Protoss mineral line. Mothership core does stay relatively close to home. That photon overcharge does deal, I believe, 20 damage per attack, with the range of, well, I believe it's 13 or 15, rather large when you consider the footprint of that Nexus. Let's take a look here. Nexus, or this observer, parking itself right on top of a turret. This could be very, very bad news. Oh, no. Beautiful, beautiful response by San, realizing that a turret is being built and now backing away just a little bit. Here we have both players now looking to set up their 3rd base. This is the beautiful... Oh, look at this. Another engagement gonna get picked off here. Ball purposely dropping off the Hellbats, realizing that he cannot afford to lose everything in one quick go, it is going to force more energy lost, and it also allowed a quick scouting of a probe down here on the bottom right. Will anything be scouted out there? That is a good question once again, as we are now looking to see what Ball can do with this harassment. You can see another Hellbat drop coming into play. 27 workers killed. Total resources lost 3,200 versus 1,775, but the majority of the losses are coming in from workers constantly. We can see now, though, San really focusing on air superiority, which does come as a bit of a surprise to me. These Phoenixes are good at shutting down medevac drops, but beyond that, it's not going to be all that effective. You can see that the Marines are already here. 1-0 upgrades looking to come in. Are the Marauders going to focus down this Nexus in time? It looks like, yes, it may be able to focus it down. There's a scanner sweep, realizing that an army is not incoming. A quick loss of 400 resources, and now the Marines and the Marauders are backing away. Medevacs, Oracle are now quickly trying to re-engage here. They are going to regroup here in just a moment. Oh, all the Medevacs are down. The Marines could have... Oh, there's a revelation there. The Medevacs should have just stayed very, very close to the Marines and the Marauders, and all of those Phoenixes would have been taken out. But now the army of the Colossi are coming in. There's a whole bunch of Graviton beams, and now with Colossus support, Ball will lose that entire dropping party. What looked like a good victory or a good battle for Ball quickly turns into a heavy, heavy loss as he loses all of the medevacs and everything inside. Four Colossi are now standing tall as we are going into Viking production. 3 medevacs currently being trained as well. We will be able to go into quad Viking production in just a moment. Losing those medevacs is something you cannot allow happen at this stage in the game. Medevacs are extremely expensive at 100 gas each, and the longer a medevac is in the game, that is when it really starts to pay for itself. It is an energy unit, as many of you guys will recall, and energy units do better the longer they're in the game because it keeps more Marines and Marauders alive. A beautiful revelation once more onto this entire Marine Marauder army with Vikings, and that is pretty... Oh, you can actually reveal structures. That's kind of funny. By revealing this building here, you can actually see if any units are making their way out. I don't know if that's on purpose, but it may change things, as you can also cast Revelation on, say, burrowed buildings, such as these little plates as well. Let's come back around. Zealots trying to do a bit of a run away. They're trying to do a bit of a run into this 3 o'clock location. No real luck there, as the main army of Ball now coming in to intercept. Ball does have a larger army at this point. Yes, 132 versus 104. The problem is that San's army counters his army oh so efficiently with these 4 Colossi. Phoenixes will also be able to pick off Vikings. The Vikings will actually be forced to focus fire down Colossus, as opposed to just letting them freely run into the battle and only having Mothership Cores and Colossus to target. If the Phoenixes are able to draw enough fire, then this is going to be a very, very poor battle for Ball, as we are going to see an engagement here. It looks like Ball is ready to go. San not quite ready enough, and there you go. There's another revelation, as the units are going to be battling it up here. Vikings, Marauders, Marines, Colossi now looking to back away. It looks like the Vikings are just superior right now with their better range. SCVs are joining in on the fight. There are a lot of SCVs in this fight, in fact, to act as damage absorbers, but it's not very effective when you consider the number of splash damage units we have. There's another beautiful time warp. The Vikings trying to focus on the Colossus. The Phoenix is now focusing them down instead. We still have 4 Colossi here in this engagement, and this battle is completely going in favor of San, as I predicted. The Vikings too busy dealing with the Phoenixes. The Phoenixes' light units are very good at absorbing attacks from just absorbing the attacks from those Vikings. And now you see a 142 versus 103 supply difference, and the Colossus really the major damage dealers in that fight. Bringing in SCVs against Colossus is just more targets for those Colossus to deal splash damage. And now Ball, I believe, will be on his heels, trying to be on the receiving end of a beatdown without losing. army supply difference is now approaching 40 supply. That is absolutely huge. Worker 50 to 69. Ball cannot even afford to allow this game to go much longer, as the economic differences between the two armies is too much. Ball almost throwing the game away here, and we'll see whether or not he'll be able to fend off the attack. No Ghost, no Casters, no Ravens, nothing of the sort to try and shut down this army. And that's really what you saw. Colossus, Phoenixes absorbing the damage, the perfect unit composition. 6 Colossi now on the field. That is just absolutely deadly, as we're going to see the Colossus completely take down this base here. Even if more units try and come in, there are more than enough Phoenixes to help deal with the attack. No Guardian Shield is even needed. In comes the attack now. Colossi may get focused down, but the Vikings, without that many upgrades, only armor upgrades. The Colossus with weapons and armor upgrades going to come in and clean up here. Ball now down to 72. San still sitting strong at 156, almost losing that base, and now still on the run. Phoenixes realizing that there's no more. Vikings decide to Graviton Beam units, as Ball is forced to give the GG here on Daybreak. Ball losing game 1 in this 2-game set. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Please stay tuned for game 2.